What's up, everybody? So we are in part 4 now of Affiliate Marketing Crash Course. Part 4 is going to be all about branding. Now, personally, I am so excited to talk about this because I love talking about branding. The things that I'm going to be talking about in this part of the course is going to be about attraction marketing and mixed with value marketing. Combining these two in the blueprint that I'm going to lay out for you is going to set you up for long-term success. Alright, thanks guys for coming back. Welcome. If you guys don't know who I am, if it's your first time seeing the channel, my name is Chris Lee. I make video content based on affiliate marketing, entrepreneurship, online business, and making a passive income. So before we get into this, I would really love it if you guys could hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can keep receiving these videos from me. Now right now you're in the middle of what I call a crash course into affiliate marketing. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos, I recommend going from part 1 and going all the way to where you are now. With that being said, let's get into branding. Now, attraction marketing is basically you attracting people. You make content and you attract the customer through curiosity and through good content. Now, value marketing is literally just giving value to people and using that as your marketing. Now, when you mix attraction and marketing together, you're building a beast of a machine for yourself. And on top of that, I'm gonna give you the branding blueprint. So without further ado, let me just talk a little bit about attraction marketing. Attraction marketing is really just creating some curiosity with your customer and delivering some high quality content. Now, the value marketing is literally just giving value. So when you combine the curiosity and making good content and delivering a lot of value inside of that, that is how you're going to make really good branding. Now, here's the one thing about anything you do with your branding is when you put out content, do not put out content in the intention of, I hope this gets me a sale, I hope this gets me a sale, I hope this gets me a lead. Don't do that. Just do it because you really want to help people out. I'm making this because I really want to help people out. I want to show people how they can make an online business for themselves. Now, with that being said, the idea of attraction marketing is that you keep doing this and eventually people will want to invest in you because you have invested so much of your time to help them out and give them value. Now, you have to think of things as a relationship, right? When you're trying to start a relationship with somebody, you do not want them to come and be needy towards you, right? Like, you don't want them to feel like they need you because your immediate instinct is going to be like, back off. Weird, back off. Nobody wants that, right? Whereas on the other end of the spectrum, if you went into a relationship as a friend and you went into there just like, I'm just here for you, I want to help you out, what's going on in your life, those are things that are going to make you attractive to people, right? So just like in a relationship, it's the same thing when we're working on our affiliate marketing. Now, with that said, we're gonna wanna pick a platform to do this on, right? So I'm choosing YouTube. I love YouTube. I love talking to you guys into this little tiny speck of a lens on my phone, and it's like I'm communicating with you guys. So the same thing goes for Facebook groups. You can be really interactive on Facebook groups and Instagram. Now I want you to think about something from Instagram. That is truly attraction marketing. Like, everything is just based on how beautiful everything looks, right? Because Instagram is literally just a highlight reel of your life. So it's really good to take lots of really good pictures, throw lots of good tips in there in your description. Like there's lots of really cool things you can do with that. Now, when you pick your platform, you really need to understand and master how that platform works. For instance, I'm using YouTube, so I really study YouTube. I subscribe to a lot of YouTubers that talk about getting better on YouTube. Yeah, that stuff really helps me. And it's the same thing on Instagram. If you want to do Instagram, learn Instagram, master Instagram. You really only need to master one platform, and you really only need to master one paid platform. So now that I've kind of touched on what is attraction marketing, what is value marketing, and how we're gonna mix those two, let's go to the blueprint. All right, guys, so here we are in the branding blueprint, right? So I just want to note first that personal branding isn't just about image, it's also about the message and the value, which I know I just mentioned before, but I just want to clarify, it doesn't mean it's just colors, it's just logos, it's just images. Like, it's not just about that, it's about the messaging, it's about the value that you're creating for people and delivering that to them, right? So step 1 in the branding blueprint is the pre-frame. And basically the pre-frame is what they think about you, right? How are you presenting yourself to people? What are you about? Like, what are you trying to show them? How are you trying to make them succeed in life? Those kinds of things. And then step 2 is going to be indoctrination, which is going to be that know, like, and trust. So basically when you're pre-framing them and letting them know about you and what you're trying to do, You're going to be pushing value to them, and that's going to create that know, like, and trust factor, right? That's pre-framing them for what you're ultimately going to want to be promoting to them, whether that be your own course or another affiliate offer that you have. And then step 3 is going to be conversion. So we're going to go from interest to customer. Now, conversion is really a skill that you need to hone, and that comes tying into everything else that you're going to be learning, but learning the branding is definitely a huge part of that. It's a very, very huge part of that for you. So that's the step 3, is converting the people that are interested into the customer. Now, if you look here in the diagram, there's you in the blue, right? You're over here on the left side. Your prospects are on the right side. Now, your prospects are going to be cold traffic. They don't know about you yet, right? So we want to get in between. And that's when it's going to be the know, like, and trust. That's where we want to be. So when we are in this area, this is where our group of people are going to lay in with us, right? This is called a relationship. And this is what you're creating. You're creating warm traffic. So initially, the prospect didn't know you on YouTube, right? They don't know who you are, but your video gets recommended by YouTube. They watch your video, they subscribe, and now you're in the middle. Now you're in that know, like, and trust factor, and you're nurturing that relationship, and now they're becoming warm traffic. So there's 2 ways to create the know, like, and trust factor. There is fake bond, which is being very flashy, with Lamborghinis, with big houses, maybe like sipping through a coconut on the beach, like those kinds of like lifestyle things that are really flashy. Now, I'm not saying that those people are fake. Screw it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not saying Tai Lopez is fake, because Tai Lopez is a very rich person. He's a flashy guy, but rightfully so, he's earned that, and that's his style. That's what he likes. Those are the type of people that he attracts. But there are people in this world and on YouTube and all over where they are flashy, and they don't really have anything to back up what they're saying, right? So you gotta be careful about that. Don't be that person. But we are gonna focus on the authentic bond right here, number 2. The authentic bond is the sweet spot where you wanna be. The reason why is because, yes, you're gonna create that know, like, and trust factor, but also people are gonna relate to you. You wanna be relatable. You don't wanna come off as this untouchable person that people just don't relate to. Nobody likes that. People that go into the fake bond, that attract to that fake bond, they're looking for the quick buck. They're looking for that quick, satisfying rush of like money, and that just doesn't happen. And so they don't really like to put in the work. Whereas the authentic bond attracts those people because because the person that's trying to do the authentic bond, they're putting in the work to gain that trust, to gain that likability from people. And the people that are attracted to that is because they're the same way. So you get what you give, and you attract what you put out, okay? So your content, what should it be? Well, you need to make content that should, 1, give hope for a better future. There's people out there that all they want is just to have hope that there's a better future. And doing affiliate marketing gives that, and all we have to do is put out valuable content that explains that and shows them the way. There is hope for a better future. And number 2, you want to evoke emotions. Now, there's a few ways to go about this. You can evoke emotions with scarcity. So if you have like a product that you're promoting and you want to put a time limit on it, like this is gonna only last for a week, guys. So make sure you're checking your emails and you subscribe and that you get the product. Now, another thing is, if on your YouTube channel, you can evoke emotions on your YouTube channel through personal stories. If you guys are doing like case studies, if you end up helping out somebody and you do a case study video about it, and you see how they react to you changing their life, that's very emotional. Or on the other end of it, you can create anger. You can, whatever it is, just evoke emotion. That's the most important thing, because if you can evoke any anger, you're evoking emotion, and people buy off of emotion. They don't buy off logic. So step number 3 is going to be, you need to give them steps to take to start feeling better now. Now, what I mean by that is that you don't have to make them gain $1 million all in one sitting, right? You don't need to show them how to make $1 million all in one thing. You just need to show them how to get one step closer to feel better now. And that can really be anything. That could be self-development, which is just getting out of a certain mindset you'd be surprised at just breaking somebody's bad mindset or bad habits, how huge that is for them and how much that'll speak volumes to them and want to follow you. So just like I said in the previous lesson when I was mentioning that you want to make sure that your niche has 3 to 4 good products to promote, the same thing goes for you when you're branding. All of your content should be focused around at least 3 to 4 main topics that you want people to associate to you. So for example, if you look at this chart here, I have my prospect. They're very sad, right? And then all the way over here on the right is their heaven. They're very happy. Now, the 3 topics that I can talk about to help them get to their haven is passive income, affiliate marketing, learning sales and marketing, and being consistent. You know, those are the things that I need to preach about to make sure that they are on the right path to get to their heaven. Now, your content should evoke emotion, and you do that with stories. I mentioned that earlier, but these types of stories that you want to start talking about are inspirational, motivational, and inspirational. Now, the aspirational stories are gonna be you showing them or giving them hope of what they can aspire to. So, for instance, if I was gonna be talking about health, if my niche was all about health, this is very, very easy to do for aspirational. Like, I just have to show them what they could be, right? Look at this person, they got on my plan, I took them here for 3 months, and now look at them. They're happy, they're healthy, they've lost the weight, they gained muscle. You know, like all these things are very aspirational. It's what they aspire to be, right? So the second one is the motivational ones. You want to make content that's motivational. You get them pumped up. A good example of this is Ty Lopez and him showing his Lamborghinis and his big lifestyle, right? That's very motivational for people. That makes them want to get to that level. It gets them pumped up to be like, oh my God, I need to start getting more mentors. I need to start reading more books. You know, that's what he preaches about, books and mentors. But on the other end, like the affiliate marketing, you look at some affiliate marketers and they have the same lifestyle, the Lamborghinis, living by the beach, being a digital nomad, all these things. They're very motivational. It makes people pumped up because they want that lifestyle. They want to chase that. So those are the kind of things that you want to make. The third one is inspirational. Now, you want to inspire people towards a greater purpose. Now, what I mean by that is you want to give them something to inspire to be that's bigger than them. For example, if I was going to be talking on here about how to make a 6-figure income, it's cool to say that you can make a 6-figure income, but what if I said, imagine being able to save your family out of debt by making a 6-figure income online. Imagine being able to come home and write your mom a check and know that she's never going to have to step foot into an old folks home as long as you are doing this. These things are very inspirational to people, right? They make them want to inspire to be better and do something bigger than themselves. So if you go ahead and look at this graph over here, you got the prospect again who is very sad, and then you got them all the way to the right and they're very happy. Now, you see this timeline right here with all these dashes, right? This is you getting them closer to move towards their goal with your content, and the more trust you build, the stronger the desire to do business with you is. So do you see that? Like the more and more they watch your content, the more and more they follow you, the more and more they're kind of getting more interested. Maybe they opt into your funnel and then eventually they start buying and they become a part of your ecosystem, right? So with that said, let's go into the content framework. So this is how you're going to basically structure your blogs or your videos or whatever content that you want to create. There's going to be a hook, a story, and then there's going to be an offer, right? So the hook is going to be, what is the point? When I make a hook, I'm getting straight to the point here, right? I'm telling right off in 30 seconds what this video is about, what you're going to get, and what we're going to be doing, right? And then in the second part, I'm telling the story or give them an aha moment. Hopefully I'm doing that in here. It's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you that, hey, if you have a branding blueprint, aha, this is what's going to make you some money. You need this. Now, when I say story, I don't necessarily mean like a literal story, although yes, I do at the same time, but it doesn't have to be an actual story. It could just be like you talking about how they get through that subject that you talked about in the beginning in your hook, right? Now, and the third one is going to be an offer or have a call to action or a CTA. A perfect example of this is when I say, hey, if you haven't subscribed or hit the notification bell, go ahead and do so you can keep receiving videos from me. That is a call to action. I'm telling you to do something, right? Now, it's the same thing at the end of your video. At the end of your video, so you got the hook, you're telling them what the video is going to be about, you got the story where you're telling them what to do that, and at the end you say, hey, if you want to know how to do this, go to this website. Go here, get this promotion. You know what I mean? Like that's a call to action. Now, When we're explaining things that are very technical for someone that has never ever heard of this, and that's the main thing that you want to think about when you're talking about very technical things or just about a subject that nobody's even heard of. You got to pretend that you're that person. I got to pretend that I have never heard about what I'm talking about. So what I do is I use the what we call kind of like bridges to connect the unknown to the known. A really good example of this is when I talk about affiliate marketing. When I talk about affiliate marketing, I explain to somebody that has no idea what I'm talking about. I say, yeah, you're basically giving referrals. You're referring somebody to a product, and then you get money for that. I don't understand what you're talking about on the fly. I was like, okay, it's kind of like going into a T-Mobile store, for example, and you go and talk to the person at the desk who is a salesperson, and they help you find the product that you want to buy. You buy the product and they get a commission from it. That's literally what I'm doing, but online. And then they go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I get it. So you definitely want to break down very complicated subjects in that way at a third grade level. So next I want to talk about, you should only be selling to people that know you. Now, Chris, what do you mean? Like, how does anybody know me? Well, they get to know you through those 3 steps that I talked about in the beginning. If you look at this diagram, the pre-frame, the indoctrination, and the converting. So we're going to pre-frame them by giving them content, give them valuable content through attraction marketing and value marketing, right? So the video is for free, you watch it, and then I give you a call to action. I say, hey, go to chrisleymentoring.com, and then you would go and you would get that free training, and now I'm kind of indoctrinating you. Now I'm like, I'm showing you how this all works, right? And then maybe I give you the call to action to buy a course. And then now I'm trying to convert you. I'm trying to show you why this course is going to change your life, how it's going to change your life, and all these things. And then maybe I can get you to another video, and you can get ClickFunnels on the back end and all these things, right? But the point is that all these things are explaining how the product will get them to understand how it can help them, what's different about it, why it's important to them, and give them hope that they can get where they want to be in their life, right? So you can make about 5 to 10 of these videos, and it would be huge for your branding and making sales, because you could always link them back to an offer, right? So for an example, if you look over at this diagram, these are all YouTube videos, right? All these YouTube videos that I make are just different types of content. I'm working from different angles, but it's all going back to the same thing, which is me trying to get them into ClickFunnels. You know, I'm trying to tell them, listen, if you didn't get it on the first time on the other video, I said, well, maybe this time when I show you from this angle that this is how it's going to help you. Now listen, if you want to start gaining more income, you're going to need ClickFunnels, and I'll just keep pointing them back to ClickFunnels, right? And getting that free trial. But the point is that I'm only doing this to people that are subscribed to me on YouTube. They know me. You know, I'm not going to go and just put this out on a random forum where people don't know me. That's called spamming. That's not what we're trying to do. That's not the branding that we want to put out, right? So don't try and pitch so many different products at one time. This is very important, right? You don't want to send out a video or an email or a blog and link to like 5 different products in one sitting. Like that's too much, that's too overwhelming. So one key thing that you guys need to realize is that you want to keep consistent with your branding. You want to keep it to about 1 to 3 topics and just do a bunch of different angles off of those topics. A good example is I'm going to be promoting tools that I need to use. So like ClickFunnels, GetResponse, Bluehost. Those are my 3 tools that I want to use and promote. The second thing that I'm going to want to talk about is maybe my mentor's course, you know? And then the third thing I'm going to want to do is teach people skills to sell that course and those tools, right? So that's a good example. There's a bunch of different angles I can take on that, and it keeps me consistent with my branding, and it gives people a very, very solid idea about what I'm about, right? So everything I was just talking about above is going to apply for everything social media. It's just going to get delivered in a different way. Let's go ahead and look at Instagram. So here's a diagram of Instagram, right? You got your feed and you got your stories, and then you got the actual posts that you have. If you take a look at the diagram here, you're going to talk about those 1 to 3 topics constantly on your channel. That's a way to get your branding consistent, like we talked about. You're going to do that in your feed, and you're going to do that in your stories, right? And then you're also going to do value and stories as well. Now, I don't want you to get confused with Instagram stories and actual stories that I'm talking about, because when I'm saying values and stories, I'm literally talking about actual stories. These are really great ways to get people to engage and to really get an interest in you, right? You share your stories, you tie them in with what you're talking about. And you do that in your actual Instagram stories, and it's the same thing, right? So in your feed and in your stories, you'll be leaving a call to action to your funnel and to the sales page. For example, if I was gonna go into my Instagram stories, maybe I wanna tell a story, right? And then within that story, I want to tie that into the product that I'm talking about. And then at the very end, I want to say, if you want to get the product swiped up, and it takes them either to a sales page or it takes them to my funnel, right? So in the beginning, we need to realize, guys, that it's all about developing your message and your voice. Now, I'm going to really stress on this, because everything that you're learning, like the email marketing, the branding, the sales funnels, like all those like material things that you're learning, they don't really have any substance to you in your mind until you start understanding messaging. And the way you understand messaging is by creating content and finding ways to engage people in your content. When you start understanding how to engage people in your content, now you're understanding messaging. When you start figuring out how to engage people in your emails, now you're understanding copywriting. You understand what I'm saying here? Like the messaging really has to be developed first in order to build the audience and to know what the hell you're doing in affiliate marketing. And then once you get the messaging down, then everything else kind of falls into place. Then you start going, okay, yeah, now I understand how I should make a funnel. Now I understand how I'm gonna use this in my emails and things like that. So don't focus on making perfect content per se. And what I mean by that is, don't stress if you make a mistake when you speak. Don't stress if it's not the highest camera quality possible. Don't stress if you don't edit it, clip or cut by cut. Don't stress on those things. Allow people to watch you grow. A great way to do this is on your Facebook Lives. Because on your Facebook Lives, you're going to be starting out as nobody, and you're going to try and gather people into your Facebook group, and using your Facebook Lives and watching people document your journey, and you're just one step ahead of them, which makes you really relatable to them, is what's really going to help you sell on this, right? Now, when you're starting out, it's about getting through the crap. Now, what I mean is basically everything I just talked about, like the crappy content, the fact that you can't speak very well, the fact that you don't know how to deliver a good message to get a product sold, like to make things convert, like all those things are going to be crappy at first. It's going to be hard and it's going to be kind of frustrating, but that's why you need to get involved with a mentor. And that's why you need to get involved with a course that can teach you how to fast track all these things that you're learning, right? So you have to make volumes of content, and you have to get through that and learn to get better and better. It's nothing different from getting a new job or learning a new hobby. Like, you just suck at it when you first start doing it, but you start getting into it more, you start getting better and better. Pretty soon other people are looking up to you on how you are getting success at that thing that you're doing. That's the same exact evolution here, right? So you need to test hundreds of different messages to find your voice. Now, I will say this from personal experience, like it took me a while to even find out how to even talk on camera on YouTube, right? Like that alone took a little bit. Then I had to figure out, okay, what stories can I tell that portray me as a person? And then how can I tie that into messaging of what I'm trying to teach about, because for example, like I could talk about a story about me getting broken up with in high school and then somehow tie that into affiliate marketing. Like there's very like cool ways that you can try and do that, and it's going to solidify your branding because now people are getting to know you personally. So they trust you because you're being vulnerable, and at the same time you're tying it into a really cool message. So you just got to really you got to really experiment with that kind of stuff. So, but you always need to relate those messages to your 3 or 4 concepts, which I literally just mentioned right there. So, are you guys understanding that? Comment below. Let me know. Are you guys getting this? Like, you need to develop a message. In order to develop a message, you need to figure out how to tell stories. And when you tell stories, you need to figure out how to tie those stories into the 3 or 4 products that you want to sell or your core messages that you want to talk about, right? So guys, that's pretty much the blueprint for branding. If you followed all of these things that I just talked about, and I hope you took notes because I was going through that. If you start implementing these things that I'm talking about and you start just committing to them and being consistent with them on you just need to do one platform, right? You only need to do one platform, get really good at it. And then if you want to add more to your plate, add more to your plate, but always keep consistent with your messaging and always keep consistent with the products that you're trying to promote, because that is going to solidify you as a brand. Now, in order for me to kind of relate this is Nike or Apple or anything like that. Like those brands, they stick to their core message. You know, Apple sticks to, we want to make elegant looking products that work really smooth and they're user friendly. That's their message, right? Nike, just do it. They're just all about just go out and exercise, go out and do the sport you want to do, just do it, make it happen. That is their core messaging. So guys, that's gonna really conclude the branding portion of this. I really hope you got a lot of value out of this. The last portion that's gonna be coming out, you're really gonna wanna stay tuned for this because it's gonna tie everything that we have been talking about, put it together and make you a nice strategic automated system that can make you your first $1,000, right? So with that being said, thank you guys so much. All I ask for is that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep getting more videos like this. And I'm gonna put more videos in the description and the links below. If you wanna get GetResponse or ClickFunnels, it's all be there. Until next time, my name is Chris Lee and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.